So, a quick update of what's happening in the garden. So these beds were where the potato harvest has come from. I actually made this bed wider before that last lot of potatoes went in. And these ended up being really only about, I don't know, maybe as wide as that plastic is in the middle. So I've made them wider, and the idea of the plastic down the middle is that that will just suppress that grass down the middle a bit. And we're just topping up with put some composting material underneath the hay, put some hay down, and then we're just going to put a little bit of compost on top. And not exactly sure what I'm going to plant here, but just refreshing these beds. Let's let that settle down. I have got some onions over here that are desperately waiting to go into the ground. As you can see, they're deciding to grow in their pots. So I've got, the idea was to put all these guys in that space, and so that's probably what I will do, get them going. But I think I've got more space than I need for those onions, so I could either go buy more onions or have a think about what's happening. So these in the pots are kind of like the sacrificial ones, because they are, I've already chopped them down. As you can see, I chopped this down, but it's starting to grow again, so I thought, oh, I'll just leave you there. And the cabbage whites are coming to lay on them, and as you can see, they've got nibbled, so there's been a little creature on there. So we had a lot of slugs in this area, we still have a lot of slugs in the whole garden, and this area was quite bad, which didn't really matter because the potatoes were underneath, so they weren't getting spoiled. And yeah, so the idea is to try and work with them and stop the slugs, make it harder to get in. So there'll be plastic, I would like bark or something down on the paths eventually, but we'll just kill off that grass with the plastic. And yeah, so this is continuation of the no dig. I've got some plastic here, but Grant just brought the bike here with some soil in. Just waiting for him to come back. We'll probably leave the hay sticking out the side, so it might look a bit messy for a while. But that will all bed down. So we've made the beds wider, made them probably about 1 metre wide, sort of extended out a little bit. And this was really lovely, wormy, rich soil, because we'd started off here with just composting on the top of the cardboard, and then some household waste, and then compost on the top. We had some straw go down last winter, and so we're just doing a refresh. Be nice to get some more brassicas growing for winter, because we like cauliflower and cauliflower and broccoli, but so do the cabbage whites and so do the slugs. So I haven't decided where I'm going to put that yet. Just have a quick wander over here. So this is the pumpkin. Would you believe it? In all that pumpkin stuff going on there's 3 pumpkins, and there's lots of kumara and lots of weeds, so I'll just let them do their thing. And yeah, we'll reclaim that space later. It can continue to be the pumpkin and kumara space. I was going to chuck some of this soil on as well, just because we can. We'll see what Grant brings, but I want to just show you, we've got the brassicas in these baths. The cabbage whites have found them now, so we have some broccoli coming. So we've got another one there and another one there, and everybody in the house has decided they don't like red cabbage, and even the hens are not that impressed with it, so I don't know what's going on there. I probably won't do the red cabbage, or I'll put it in stew. So this one was a Savoy cabbage, and it's got lots of visitors, and some flowers, probably put them in totally the wrong place. We had some onions going in here as well. The bath seemed to grow onions quite well, but I might just pull these cabbages out and see if the hens want to eat them. Over here, I'm not quite sure what's going on. We've had such a rotten summer. I put some lettuce in there. Oh, we're getting a little greeny stuff coming now. They've struggled to get going. And I've no idea if these are broccoli crossed with cauliflower, but they're kind of weird looking. They haven't quite done the thing. That one has certainly gone to seed. And some lettuce to go with all our wonderful tomatoes. Didn't like all that wet. So some of these will probably come out. More red cabbage. So they're just taking up space at the moment, but seeing as I haven't got anything to go in their place, we will just leave them to do their thing. I had to go tidying up some of the tomatoes earlier. I still haven't quite finished this bed. This thing kind of fell over, so it actually should be a bit more upright, but I've got a few trimming off to do. Got into those a little bit today. There's quite a few tomatoes in there. It's sort of doing really well. I was growing lots of tomatoes, and we've got a few strawberries thinking about coming. Look, we've got strawberries. Strawberries again. Oops, that's not focus. So we had oh, you're not very big, are you? I'll give you to the dogs. There's one nice one coming through. So we've got heaps of strawberries. They've kind of decided to do another flush, so that's good. Chloe likes strawberries. I got a few blackberries off. There's another one there. Had some with my breakfast this morning. Strawberry. Oh, and look at this one. Found this one earlier. Might just give it another day to stay on the plant. It's nearly ready. In fact, it probably is ready. So that's kind of what's happening over there, and we keep pulling a few carrots out of here. They're quite small. A bit disappointed with this. This was a bit of a trial, but it's not 100% right. But we've got lots of little ones. See the little ones, which the dogs like. Chloe likes carrots, and we just pull a few out for feeding us. Got 2 or 3 out for dinner tonight. And these tomatoes are doing their thing. These yellow ones, I love these yellow ones. They're really tasty. I have to be patient and give him a bit longer on that one. And then over, they're definitely not very happy. And those carrots weren't very happy with that living accommodation. And these now are sacrificial for the slugs and the cabbage whites, and they're also holding the edge down for me. So we've got everything blew over. My excuses, but we didn't really get that much wind. I just didn't stake everything properly. So that's part of the learning curve, to actually give these a little bit more support. We've got like tomatoes coming down in the middle there, and the kumara's going mad. We've got a few of the yellow zucchinis. And look, we're happy to announce we have another baby coming. Oh, where are you? Where are you? Something cute. Cucumbers. Really tricky to find. We have a cucumber in here. Here he is. See him? Coming. We've got another one just there as well. So we've got a couple, 3. Oops, it's all gone blued. We've got 2 or 3 coming down there. So we've got a few more butternut squash. Suddenly decided to make their appearance. We've got another one. See it there? And here's another one. The plants are not confused about boys and girls. There's my big one. I'm not quite sure when to harvest him. I don't know. It looks like it's been there for ages. We've got a few that are come in on there, and made a bit of a mistake with this, which we have to redeem ourselves next year. We made this beautiful frame. I had this idea that things would grow up either side and we'd be able to pick them off easily, but the zucchinis and everything that I put in here had other ideas. So next season I actually planted them too far in, so the actual centre of the plant is right in there somewhere, and then it's a real mission to get the zucchinis off. But we've got 2 that you can see. There's one there and there's one over there. We've got quite a few of these. Basically it's a pumpkin, but it's a bit easier to actually cut it off. Cut it up and eat it. So we've got lots of Cherokee purples. Seem to all have come. So this was, I think, mostly Cherokee purples. And they're really ugly, but I've got some Roma as well. I think some of these plants will struggle to have enough time. The peas are finish, or the beans rather, they're finished, but then they keep doing this on me, so even though they look a bit finished, I'm leaving them and letting them, maybe they'll do some more, who knows. And then we've got like so many tomato plants in there, it's just a jungle. And yeah, I don't know, this is just learning curve for me to actually figure out how to do this better next time. I had so many plants, I just stuck them in anyway, and of course they get really big and go really big, tall. And I've got some basil, and this was holding the tomato plant up for a while. It's a lettuce that's gone to seed. Can you believe that's what lettuce does if you leave it? But it's kind of was holding the plant up. So, and everywhere you look there's Cherokee purple, which are really ugly, but they're quite tasty. So we've got one there, sort of stick together a bit as well. And the rhubarb, we've got a little bit more rhubarb. This is the new rhubarb, but not rhubarb, what I'm talking about. Beetroot. I like our beetroot. So this spot's been quite good for the beetroot. It's been quite successful. So I